explanation, we are going to talk about all of the books that I'm reading at the same time because I do read multiple books at once. So we'll get into that. But first, you know the drill. You know the deal. We gotta do some channel maintenance. Channel action. Channels are time I got you. So if you're new here, welcome to my nonsense. If you're old here, welcome back. Oh geez, if you're new here, please consider hitting subscribe. And if you're old here, go double check, make sure you're subscribed. It's like, if you like, leave a comment. It can be anything related to the video. It can just be a hello, a few emojis, whatever, as long as it's cool and respectful. Hit the notification bell. As always, I've linked my tip jars down yonder in the description box. No pressure whatsoever, but every $1 or $2 helps. That allows me to continue making content. Also, you are invited to my Patreon. I know, not everybody can come, but you can't say you weren't invited. Link to my Patreon is down below, and I post a lot over there. If you want extra content, but you don't want to leave this platform, you can join YouTube memberships by clicking join below, or going to my channel page, clicking the join button. That is content that is exclusive to YouTube. I think we'll start with like the one that I'm almost finished with, and that is Bride by Allie Hazelwood. My first Allie Hazelwood. She is about like 400 pages, and I'm about 75% done with this one. It's about a vampire named Misery. She had to grow up around the humans because there's humans, there's vampires, and there's werewolves. And they do these little exchanges all the time to keep the peace, so it's kind of like hostages, but agreed upon, like you take this one, I'll take this one, and that way we all keep the peace. I don't know. She grew up around the humans, so she has a best friend. The best friend is a human named Serena. Serena goes missing. But to the vampires, because she's kind of on back home. Like now she's just kind of like a free range vampire. They don't care about her friend. They have another arrangement to make, another hostage deal situation to make. And her dad says that she has to now go live with the werewolves. The only reason she's like kind of cool with it is because she thinks the werewolves are the ones that took her friend Serena. She's like, okay, if I go over there and live with the werewolves, maybe I'll find her. But she doesn't just have to go live with them. She actually has to marry the alpha werewolf. And then it's like an enemies to lovers situation. It's kind of cute. There is a lot of spice, and I just usually fast forward through it because it like does nothing for me. But yes, this is Bride by Allie Hazelwood. Would I read there's a sequel? Would I read the second one? I think I would. But would I read a Allie Hazelwood regular schmegular romance? No, because I don't read romance. I'm only reading this one because it's kind of like vampire fantasy. And I think this is a good book to read for spring because it's light enough. It's not too heavy. It would be a good spring read, and it's readily available. I got it. I'm actually doing the audio. I don't know if I said that or not. So I haven't even really cracked the book because I got it on my Libby. So it's available on Libby probably pretty fast. You probably don't have a long wait. The second one is called Mate, and I've heard people loving it. I've heard people like, no, it dropped the ball, so I don't know. Now the next book that I'm about halfway through is called Awake by Jen Hatmaker. It's Memoir March, so I'm trying to get a memoir in this month. And this book is about a woman who wakes up to her husband leaving a voice message to his girlfriend from their bed. And so I did pick up James Islington, I think that's how you say it, James Islington, The Will of the Many. And as you can see, it fits the requirements, it fits the bill, coming in at like 700 and something. I would say I'm like, what, 10%, maybe an eighth, in, so I don't know that I'll finish it this month, but I can say that I started it this month. And it's about this kid who he's got some special skills, right? And he's also living in secret. Like, I don't even know how to explain this one to you. He has this job at this prison. I think he's like 17. He has this job at this prison. And somebody comes to visit an inmate. And then he takes him down into like the little catacomb, whatever it is. And he shows him to the inmate. And there's like these things that nobody's supposed to be able to touch unless you have these superpowers. And when an accident happens, he does touch it. But he's not supposed to be able to. So he's like, oh God, I hope that guy didn't see that I just touched it. And then it flashes to later that day. Is that like his foster care system, his foster system? And that guy comes to adopt him. And he's like, oh shit, he did see, like, what does he want me for? Well, it turns out that he wants him to join this school and find out what's going on at this school. And the school is on an island. But also nobody can know that he's part of this other thing that he was never supposed to be from the jump. And there's another proposition that comes along from another group of people, like, so he would be like a double agent kind of, or a double spy. I don't know what you want to call him, double agent, or like you cross. Anyways, I'm still very confused. The thing I struggle with the most in this one is that these people have different names. First they're given fake names, then they're given real names, but then they're being called by other names. And so it trips me up a lot. I don't know why. On top of there being so many characters, it's not easy. So I do find myself struggling to pick it up because I'm like, wait, who was that? Oh, wait, who? Okay, wait, that was the first. Okay. I don't know. I can't say whether I recommend this or not at this point. It's still too early in the game. Now, I'm going to give you a bit of a spoiler on the next one because I'm only at 20%. It can't be that big of a spoiler, right? But just exit whenever you feel like it's too much. And there's trigger warnings. This book is called Fast by Millie Belizaire. Fast. Millie Belizaire. That's the cover. It is on Kindle Unlimited. I finally did it. I did Kindle Unlimited because so many of the books on my wish list were on Kindle Unlimited. I'm like, let's just do it. I'll probably get rid of one of my streaming services or something. But Caprice's stuff, bring it in. She can tell that this grandma is kind of treating him like a little kid. He's in his early 20s, but she's like, she talks to him like he's kind of, so he goes, oh, does she have AIDS like her mom? Like, that's the first thing he says. And grandma's like, no, don't say stuff like that. He brings her stuff and the social worker leaves. Well, Caprice gets the living room as a bedroom because it's a 2-bedroom house. So Marcel has one, Grandma has one, and Caprice lives in the living room. And her uncle starts giving her like toys and gifts and candy and stuff all the time. She's like, wow, this is really cool. Until it's not. He starts saying like, oh, you can call me daddy, I'll be your daddy. And then he starts to do inappropriate things to her that she doesn't understand. She knows she doesn't like what's going on, but she's like, well, maybe it's, the gaslighting. Maybe he just is doing this, or maybe he's just, but as an adult reading it, that this is like flat out what you think I'm talking about. She starts to lose a lot of weight. She starts to kind of, one of the tactics that kids will do is to wear like dirty stuff and kind of stink, so that maybe that's a protection. So she starts to do that. And Grandma gets on her case about it. She's like, oh, you stink, and why do you keep wearing the same clothes, like the same sweatshirt and jeans over and over again? And then she gets like a good look at her body one day, and she's like, oh my god, like, you are unhealthily skinny. She takes her to the doctor. The doctor's like, hey, what's going on? She doesn't want to tell the doctor anything. It's a male doctor. So she doesn't. Yeah, this would be a good time to pull out if you don't want any spoilers, because that's just kind of... Anyway, I think I'll do like a full-on spoiler for this maybe when I finish the book. But for now, the school starts back up. She goes to school. She meets like one of the neighbor kids. His name is Sean. And he's pretty cool. They have like a nice little day together. She watches him play ball after school. She goes home and she takes a shower. And guess who comes in? Unc. And he attacks her, like full on. Leaves her on the ground. She passes out there. Grandma comes home. She wakes up next to Grandma. Like, Grandma picked her up, put her on the couch or something. Grandma says, did you let Marcel touch you? She says that to a 3rd grader. Did you let Marcel touch you? Anyway, she changes her tune. She's like, okay, this is never gonna happen again. You can have my bedroom. It's got a lock on it. She puts her in Grandma's bedroom. Grandma moves out to the couch. And she stays in there recovering for like a week. Grandma does not take her to the doctor. She does overhear Grandma saying like, that he's got to get out. And she hears her neighbor friend, Sean, come over and check on her. And she's like, she's got the flu. She'll be back to school soon. I'll leave it there. Because I'm a little past that, but I'll leave it there. Just like this book is one of those that's gonna like stick with me forever. There's a book that I wish I could find, and I've looked for it for a long time, about a group of friends that convince the main character to smoke weed with them for the first time. But these little shits put actual crack or something in the weed, and they turn her on purpose into a crackhead. If you know what that book is, I read it in my like early 20s, and I've been looking for it ever since. I could not find it. Anyways, it is time for me to get going, but if you watched this